Hello everyone, Miriam Castanho Bollinger here and welcome to my Creative Corner. Today I want to show you how to make this wine gift tag, and as you can see it's very simple, and when you place that on the bottle would look just like so. So it's a cute little project and it makes it very easy if you're giving out a bottle of wine for a birthday or if you're going to a party and you want to take something. It just makes a nice cute little project and a simple way to give a nice, to dress up a nice gift. So let's go ahead and get started. In order to complete this project, you're going to need to use your Big Shot machine, and I did go ahead and cut the pieces, but I want you to see what I used to make the cuts. So I used the new banners framelit, and I think it was the third size from the biggest to the smallest, and I used the gingham paper for that, so that would make a little bit of the background of the wine tag. And then I also used the Apothecary Accent, as well as this part comes from the Chalk Talk, and that is only the little piece I used, and it's just to create the opening for the ribbon. So as you can see, it comes apart very easily, and now you have the little opening for the ribbon to pass through. So those are the pieces that need to be cutted. We'll be using the Pear Pizzazz ribbon, and I have it right here, and I did cut in half. I split it in the middle in order to make it thinner, so you would go through the little opening that I created, and that piece is right over here. So it was just cut in the center, and that's a good ribbon because it already has the line, so it makes it very easy for you to cut. So in order to assemble this, I'm gonna measure kind of eyeball the size I want, but I want to create the little continuation here of the banner. So I'm just going to cut this way so I have the pattern going the same direction. And again, it's no science fiction or brain surgery, it's just eyeball and have a cut. I'll have to snip a little bit here, but before I do that, I want to go ahead and adhere the ribbon to the back, so I will have it in place for me to cut it. Sorry, it's sticking a bit too much to my finger. Those adhesive is really good. And I like to put a little bit of a snail on the ribbon itself, so it stays in place as I cut it, and once the project is finished, is also nice and stay put in place. So there I have the ribbon attached, and like I said, it's very easy. I like to do from the back here so I can see how much distance I'm going to give it. It's not measured to precision or anything. I'm honestly just giving a snip just to continue the banner of the paper as well. So that part is done. In order to complete the assembly of this, I'm going to use a little bit of a glue dot, but before I go ahead and do that, I want you to see that the ribbon is in a position where when it embraces the bottle neck, it will be nice and flat on the back. So like kind of like a tie, if you will. So I'm just gonna pass through the little opening, and I'm gonna glue those ends together before I adhere that to the other paper of the project. So I'll just glue them. A little bit of glue dot will do, and I can glue them straight onto this or into this, but since I have the glue dot out, I'll go ahead and place another glue dot in here and attach it to the base. So I have that part done. Now I will just need to attach this other part, the covering the design paper on the top. So again, same thing, just gonna pull a little bit of snail because it's really good and sticky, so we don't need to overdo on this one. And we're just going to center it with the little details on the side, and of course with the ribbon as well. So we have a nice balance of that. So we have the base completed. In order to put the flowers, I have used in this, for those flowers, I have used the simple stamps stamp set. I use this flower, which can be combined with the Secret Garden framelit. And this is the one that goes with it. And if you see here, I don't know if you can see very well, but I did have a little red mark in there. And the reason for that is I cut in one of the flowers and I made a little template, so I know when I have to position the framelit on the stamp to be cut, on the image to be cut, I know where to go about it, because since I was having, you know, to twist and turn too much, so I figured I need an easier way. Oh, well, I marked it. Once I cut one, I put a little mark on it. It's nothing to it, and I saved my little model here, so I know to look what pattern to look for on the image to be cutted, and it's easier for me to place the framelit. So it's just a good little tip. I don't like to be looking for how I'm gonna cut this, how I'm gonna cut this. I just wanted to place it there and cut it, so that's how I did. So this framelit is from the Secret Garden, and that's how I cut the flowers that we're gonna use to embellish the wine gift tag. So the first one, I just use a little bit of a snail, and I put it straight on to that, to the gift tag. For the other two, I did use a dimension just to pop up a little bit and be a little bit more interesting. And I put in a different pattern here. We can always play with the flowers and put whatever way we want. But there you have it. There's nothing to it. I did decorate with a little bit of rhinestone, and I found it that the dimension here is a little bit too big and it would kind of show, so I do cut a small little bit, or even in half. I can very easily split this one in half to use it in the sentiment for you, because it just looks a little bit better. I don't like it to see the edges of the dimensionals when I use them, so I just like to have the 3D dimension to the sentiment or to the flower or to anything that I'm applying to, but I don't want to see the white part of it. So the rhinestones, I put it on the flowers. I'm going to do that the same with these ones, and as you can see, I'm using the perforator. It is a great tool. I just place my finger right on top of the rhinestone, because that way they don't fly across the room when I'm picking them up. I just very gently lift them, and they can be easily put onto the project. It makes much easier to transport them. If I try to pick, those are a bigger size. They're not that bad, but if you're using the very little bitty ones, they are very difficult for you to pick with your fingers. The larger ones are easier. Of course, you can very easily remove them and place in a project. But this size, I always prefer to use the perforator. It gives a little bit more handle onto it. So as you can see, this was an easy project, and you have a nice way to dress up the bottle, rather than just being a bottle. Is a dressed bottle, and hopefully the recipient will be kind enough to open the wine and everybody can enjoy and have a good time. So take care, come back again, and again, this is Miriam, and I'm glad you're here today. Thank you. Bye-bye.